Hi, my name is LaShay and we're here today at the University of Kentucky to talk about metabolic syndrome. So we're going to talk about two kind of different ways that you can go about learning more about metabolic syndrome. One of these ways is through the CDC's website, which does a youth assessment on metabolic syndrome in Kentucky and all over the world. And another way is through a module looking at fruit flies and their diets, and we model a good and bad diet and the effect on the fruit flies development. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to actually learn a little bit about metabolic syndrome. So metabolic syndrome is a cluster of metabolic disorders, and it's a serious health condition that puts individuals at a higher risk of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, stroke, and other diseases related to fat buildup in artery walls. The underlying cause of metabolic syndrome include overweight and obesity, physical inactivity, genetic factors, and age. So we mentioned the CDC before. The CDC reports in State Nutrition, Physical Activity, and Obesity Profile from 2012 that Kentucky has the fifth highest adult obesity ranking in the nation, as 66.2% of adults were overweight and 31.3% were obese. And you can find the link to this website on this slide. Also, according to the CDC, the High School Youth Risk Behavior Survey showed that Kentucky teens were more likely to smoke, have poor eating habits, participate in less physical activity, and be more obese than most teens in the United States. These trends continue into adulthood and have resulted in an unfortunate cycle of generations of unhealthy Kentuckians, which creates a critical need for this innovative project. Kentucky still ranks near the top nationwide for preventable diseases, and one of these is metabolic syndrome. Rural Kentucky ranks especially high in obesity and cardiovascular diseases. So the other way we were going to kind of look at these metabolic syndrome was using educational modules, and you'll be learning more about these today. One that we're using to simulate aspects of metabolic syndrome in Drosophila. We use it by analyzing larval development as they're given various types of diets. Drosophila are particularly good model organisms for educational purposes in high schools and introductory college classes because of how quickly they reproduce and develop, as well as their low cost. Some things that we'll be analyzing are the crawling, mouth-hook movements, and response to touch, as well as cardiac function by counting the heart rate intact larvae. Developmental size will also be measured by body length measures. In adults, we'll be examining various types of locomotive assays.